Hey, what's up, beautiful people? I want to share some things with you today. A lot of times, folks are hesitant to express their ideas or thoughts in a public format like social media, YouTube, just because they feel maybe that there won't be agreement or that it won't be a popular view, or sometimes it's just a self-esteem issue, like nobody's going to care about what I have to say. However, the reality is, even if you just reach out to one person of the billions of people, if you just reach out to one person and that has some positive impact on that person's life, actually you've done something really positive and really beneficial. So I'm sharing my thoughts, and I encourage you to share your thoughts, something you feel like saying. I mean, there's everything on the internet now, so it could be some crazy stunt or just philosophy. But what I want to speak with you about is unity, and just share what this concept means to me, and more importantly, how can I apply it? How can it be applied in a day-to-day, moment-to-moment way? So unity can be compared to the idea of duality. So we could almost say those are opposites. The idea of unity is that there's a oneness, and the idea of duality is that there's a division, there's a separation. And so depending on how the outlook that a person has, if they have more of a unified viewpoint of the world or a dualistic viewpoint of the world, the basis of that can actually create a lot of suffering, a lot of discontentment. And so my viewpoint is one of unity, and it hasn't always been that way. My observation is that the educational model that most of us have been brought up upon, whether it's through the state, the nation, the church, the school, the family, some authority figure, the common educational framework is really a dualistic framework, and it's based on comparison. A few examples. Let's say we have a national border that divides Mexico from the United States, or the United States from Canada. Now, these aren't real borders in the sense that there's no actual physical line that exists. Some politicians want to put up walls, and create this man-made border. But in reality, the idea of a border is really just an agreement where we say, okay, Canada ends here and the United States starts here, and vice versa. But it's not a physical, tangible thing that we can point to, say that's the border, that's the dividing line. It's really an agreement, and it's based on acceptance, and it's based on belief. So that's just an example. Another example in terms of ethnicity. That person has black skin, that person has brown skin, that person has white skin, another person has yellow or reddish. And so we see there's a difference in the tone of the skin, or there may be a difference in the language, there may be a difference in the cultural habits, there may be a difference in the beliefs about God, or the beliefs about spirituality. So these are really just individual descriptions of very personal things. But when we strip that down, when we look further than the differences, we can come to understand there's more similar than different. So getting to the application, my approach is the unified, and in the unified, we don't separate good and bad, or right and wrong, or strong and weak. We don't separate by borders, by nations, by languages, by skin tone, by what school or what car we drive. And further, on a moment-to-moment basis, not differentiating in terms of, is it sunny, is it rainy, is it hot, is it cold. Of course there's differences, but what I mean by not differentiating is we're not putting more importance or more value in one than the other. And so as this relates to the mindset and education, it's normal that we're brought up and we develop this belief about day-to-day things, and we tend to compartmentalize as something being good, something being bad, something being positive, something being negative. So I'm in San Diego, my hometown. It's amazing weather, sunny most days of the year. It's December right now, and you can see it's quite warm, quite sunny. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I've been spending a lot of time in northern Italy recently, quite a bit colder. I was in China several weeks back, northern China, and Tianjin and some other cities. They were quite cold, 0 degrees, -2 Celsius. However, throughout all of that, my attitude is a unified approach, which is that it's all good. All the weather is good. Sun is amazing. Rain is amazing. Snow is amazing. And whatever's there, I accept it, and I am grateful for it, and I embrace it. And the same is true in interpersonal. Let's say someone I care about is angry at me or doesn't want to be around me. Could be my child, could be my wife, maybe a friend. And I could view that as a negative situation. Like, why is that person not, why is that person being so mean? Why does that person not want to be around me? I'm awesome. Why wouldn't they, want to spend time with me? And actually, what I've learned is it's not a negative. It's an opportunity for growth. So maybe my wife, who I love very much, maybe she's really angry at me and she wants to say something to me that I'm, this horrible person. And I can get angry about that, and I can get defensive about that, and I can turn it into a you did this, you did that. However, at the same time, I can accept it that, here's an opportunity for growth. Maybe some of the things that this person is saying, maybe it's true, or maybe some of these things the person is saying is just a reflection, something inside of that person coming out, and, they're targeting you at that moment. Maybe it's a combination of those things, but the point is, it's not a bad, my self-worth doesn't change, my zest for life doesn't change, my ideas about the direction I'm moving in and what I want to do with my time and what I want to do with my energy, those things don't change, because I'm an individual, you're an individual, and so as individuals, we have to make decisions for ourselves. However, the mindset with which we do it is really crucial in terms of our peace of mind. And I'll say happiness, because happiness and peace of mind, I think, really go together. So in terms of your happiness, this idea of unity is very empowering, because when you can accept the reality of what is without trying to change it or without trying to label it or categorize it as positive or negative, when we just accept it, we can be fully present in that moment, and we can be content in that moment. So I'm stuck outside in China, and I just have a light California jacket, and it's super cold. And I can sit there and say, oh my God, I'm freezing, and what am I going to do? Or I can just do cold. I can, and I was in this experience a few weeks ago. I was just embracing the cold. Now, it wasn't comfortable, but we don't have to be comfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable, in fact. Discomfort is where growth occurs. Comfort, too much comfort, it's nice, it feels good, but it's also status quo. It doesn't necessarily inspire us to grow when we're just kind of too relaxed or too comfortable. So the discomfort is good in interpersonal, in financial, in family, in profession, in your physicality, your romantic life, all of these things. The discomfort is a part of it, and it's just as important, and it's just as good as the comfort, and the rain is just as amazing as the sun and the snow, and it's all good. And this is a unified attitude. It's not that we're wishing for negative occurrences so that we can challenge our ability to cope. It's not that. Of course, we prefer the easy path. This is natural. However, also not afraid. We're also not discouraged or lose track of who I am. You don't lose track of who you are. So this is a little bit of a discussion about unity. If you have some feedback for me, if this is something that resonates with you, you want to talk a little more, feel free to leave some comments, leave some questions. I do a lot of thinking on this, a lot of application on this, so maybe there's more that I can share, but it's getting to be 11-minute video. I think that's enough for now. Unity, oneness. Look within, believe in yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself. There's only one of you. You're here for a reason. So go about fulfilling your purpose, and don't let anybody or any circumstance take you out of your path, because you're here for a reason and you have a lot of important and good work to do to contribute to this world. Believe it. Love you. Peace.